Before the first real fight, you were still performing, even in quiet moments, even when it felt close. Some part of you was watching yourself, managing the impression, waiting for something to go wrong. You weren't in love yet. You were auditioning, and you wouldn't have admitted that for anything. Here is the thing nobody tells you about the early warmth of falling for someone. It is not safety. It feels enormous, yes. The texting, the giddiness, the way you replay a sentence they said for 4 days running. But underneath all of it, you are holding your breath. You are hoping. And hope, before it has been tested, is a kind of sustained anxiety with a prettier name. What you were actually afraid of in those early weeks was being known, fully known. Not the charming version you led with, not the soft, filtered self you handed over carefully. The whole unedited thing. The sulk, the old wound, the need you find embarrassing, the way you sometimes go cold instead of saying you're hurt. You wanted to be close, and you were terrified of exactly that. And then, something broke. It doesn't matter what. A silence that went too long, a careless word, a night where you needed them and they weren't quite there, or you weren't quite there for them. Something small enough to explain away and large enough that you couldn't sleep. The tightness in your chest told you it had started, the thing you'd been bracing for. But then, and this is the part worth sitting with, you survived it. Not gracefully, not without the 3 a.m. spiral, not without saying something half-true out of defensiveness. But you came through to the other side, both of you, a little bruised, and still there. And something shifted that no amount of good early feeling had ever managed to move. What shifted was this: you had data now, not just hope. You had watched them disappoint you and stay. You had watched yourself disappoint them and not be abandoned for it. The relationship had been tested against something real, and it had held, imperfectly, messily, but held. And imperfect holding is the only kind that counts as evidence. The psychologist John Bowlby spent decades studying what he called the secure base. The idea that safety in attachment is not the absence of threat. It is the knowledge that rupture can be repaired. You don't bond through smooth, unbroken connection. You bond through break and return, over and over, until some part of you learns, in its bones, this person comes back. This is survivable. I can let go now. That letting go, that is when you actually opened. Not at the beginning, when everything was electric and careful, but here, in the ordinary aftermath of the first real wound. You stopped curating yourself quite so precisely. You left the bad mood unexcused. You said the needy thing without the little joke you usually attach to make it easier to retract. You were less charming. You were more present. And that is the quiet paradox at the center of it. Love does not make you feel safe by being perfect. It makes you feel safe by surviving its own imperfection, in front of you, more than once, until the safety is no longer a feeling you are chasing. It is something you are standing on. The wound wasn't the interruption of trust. It was the beginning of it. So if you are somewhere in the middle of a love that has just let you down for the first time, and you are wondering whether that means something is wrong, it might mean something is finally, actually, starting. You don't open fully until something breaks first. That's not a flaw in the design. That is the design.